Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Hopefully, you had a decent summer. I was going to say a welcome return to the Anytime Notebook, but let's just keep it at a return. If you've never seen this bit before, then well, I guess it just complements the rest of the fantastic videos available on We Love Betting. Just run you through a few goal scorers. If you still think that kind of the anytime goal scorer market is an interesting puzzle to solve, which I do, and yeah, just provides a nice little bit of interest along with some probably some more substantial bets over the weekend, then yeah, hopefully you'll find something up your street. There's going to be plenty of people, I think, this weekend telling you maybe to keep your powder dry, not kind of get involved too much because we don't know what sides are going to be like. Just shun those people from your life, exclude them as best you can. Now is exactly the time we should be starting to form some real strong opinions while the prices are nice and high. Yeah, if we can get some sides to side with over the first couple of weeks, then it's it's a decent time of the year to make some money. So let's start with Swindon first of all, who look like one of those sides that may be just a little bit behind the curve. Mark and Cooper's had a bit of a transitional summer, lost a few players. Looks like kind of putting a new defensive shape together. He's lost Darren Ward and Troy Archibald-Henville. I think he's dropped down a division, and Darren Ward didn't end last season particularly well anyway. But looking to bring some players in. I know Jordan Turnbull's been training with the squad. I think he's played a few pre-season games, but he's still yet to sign. I know they're interested in Jack Stevens as well. As yet, where are we now? Thursday night. Still yet to make those sign-ins. So whatever we look at towards the weekend, I suppose you could see a new defence, few new faces, plus trying to acclimatise to a new system as well. So perfect opportunity, I think, for sides to get at Swindon these first couple of weeks. The first side that does get to do that is Scunthorpe, then, who, despite losing Sam Winnell, going to end this season with a bit of confidence, I think, after their promotion last year. Nothing out of the ordinary here. We're just going to side with Paddy Madden, who we know is a proven operator at League One level. Got 4 and 5 in the pre-season as well, so he's kind of coming into the season on a decent bit of form. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, but hopefully he can cause that Swindon defence a fair few problems and represents a tiny bit of value at 12-5. So we'll put him up. He has a dubious honour of being the first one for this season for the Anytime Notebook. We will move swiftly on to Southend. I think plenty of people are expecting Southend to go well this year. Not particularly in that boat. I think they're far from title contenders, but I guess it depends what loans Phil Brown can bring in, and he's still a big name at this level. And yeah, it worked to great effect. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm inclined to forget about that form of late last season, because they had those 2 defenders whose name escapes me, but I think from Sunderland and Everton was John Egan was one of them, I think. But yeah, they bought them in and they did particularly well, looked defensively sound. And this year just maybe look a little bit weaker in defensive department, but and still might not score enough goals. However, that's the conversation for another day. That's not to say they don't represent a decent proposition when they head to Accrington this weekend. So, yeah, decent bit of value here, I think, when we look at the anytime list of goal scorers for Southend. You can back Lee Barnard if you want at 5-4. I'm pretty sure he doesn't play or doesn't get near this starting 11 this weekend because Miles Weston has come in from Gillingham and Phil Brown's made good use of him, I think. On the face of it, looks like exactly the type of player that Phil Brown will get at least 10 goals out of this year. So he's employing Miles Weston, who he got from Gillingham, I guess primarily a winger, but he's been playing up front. I guess even if Phil Brown decides to go 4-5-1, then Miles Weston is still going to be one of those that's expected to get forward and help Barry Core out at the spearhead of that Southend attack. So I think he represents a bit of value at 4-1, so we'll stick him in. I've backed him as well. Further good news for Weston fans, and hopefully we'll all be Weston fans over when he scores this weekend. But he scored on his last visit to the Crown Ground as well when Gillingham went there a couple of years ago. So 2 up, Paddy Madden, Miles Weston. Third one on our list then is Josh Brownhill. Plenty of good stuff expected from Josh Brownhill this year for Preston, who, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know I'm pretty keen on Preston's chances this year. Should be on the free kick list as well. Shoots from distance, scored a couple of goals in pre-season. I think we put him up at the back end of last year as well. Just one of those kind of forward-thinking midfielders who's loitering on the edge of the box. Exactly the type of profile you want for some decent anytime notebook value. He's going to go off at 4-1, so we'll add him. Preston host Notts County. Been a difficult kind of pre-season for Sean Derry. They lost a few players up front. I think they're a decent opportunity, shall we say, for Preston to set down a marker even on day one of the season, the campaign in League One. So we'll put Josh Brownhill up at 4-1, Paddy Madden for Scunthorpe as they head to Swindon at 12-5, and we'll put Miles Weston up at 4-1 as Southend head to Accrington. Whatever you're backing, have a decent weekend, and I'll see you on the other side.